So I look over here, this guy was wearing his headphones like, then he took them out. So I started vibing with him. Blast the beat, blast the bass. Then I look in the back, these girls were like, hey, hey. But wait a minute, hold up. Let's take it back some. When I left school in Vegas, I ended up working at a whole bunch of dead-end jobs, and my life felt like it was going nowhere. And then I met this beatboxer guy named Kata who was busking in New York City. He invited me to go out and perform in the subways with him, but I was reluctant at first because I didn't know how people were gonna respond to me. I was scared and nervous because I'd never done this before, so when I actually went with him, I would perform with my head down, but when I looked up and noticed people started recording me with their cameras and cell phones, that's when I thought, wow, I could really get into this.
The next countdown, local 6,
And then, Hurricane Sandy arrived. One of the worst storms that had ever hit New York City. Thousands of houses were destroyed, and many people were left homeless. Busking had been great up until the storm. Now it just didn't feel right. I didn't want to be a burden by asking for money, but I had to do something because performing has been my only source of income, and my rent was due. So I rode the trains around for a while just to see what mood people were in. Usually they're talking and stuff, but this time everybody was quiet. I kept trying to come up with the courage to perform, but just couldn't do it. But then this train came in, and I noticed this lady that looked really sad. I could tell she's been crying because her eyes were red and she had tissue in her hand. So I wanted to cheer her up. I got back on. I'm usually nervous when I perform, but this time it was like, and I hear the doors close behind me. There's no turning back, so I turn on my amp. And I get started.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Verbalase, gonna show you some crazy sounds, which goes like this.
After a while, people started to lift their heads up, and it seems like I was bringing them back to life. I kept looking over at the lady, but she still had her head down. It didn't seem like anything I was doing was working, so I decided to bring out the big guns.
Whose phone is that? Wait a minute.
And then, finally, the lady started to smile. Then she looked over at me and even began to laugh. Must have been the fly sound effect. When I finished, the lady came over to me and told me that she was having the worst week of her life. She said I was the only one that made her laugh and smile, and she thanked me sincerely for cheering her up. She then proceeded to give me $20, and I'm like, no, this is too much. And she's like, please, if you don't take it, I'm gonna start crying again. Okay, I gave her a big hug. I had to give her a hug after that. New York has always made me feel welcome and appreciated, and it was the people that gave me confidence to keep on pushing myself. I'm just glad that on that one day, I could return the favor.
Push the bus, the beat, push the